Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk Teens with Dr. Kela. I am your host, Dr. Kela, board certified family practitioner, speaker, and award-winning author. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that's pretty serious. I hope that everyone had a wonderful, enjoyable, and fun July 4th weekend. But unfortunately, as we all know by now, not all of our fellow Americans had an enjoyable 4th of July weekend. There were over 20 mass shootings in our country, just from Friday to Wednesday. And since January 1st, there have been over 200 mass shootings. And our year isn't even over yet. I fear that this is going to continue to happen. So we need to have a tough discussion today. How can we prepare and protect ourselves and our families in the times that we're living in? When I was a kid, we used to do fire drills and tornado drills when I was in school. And the whole purpose of this was to prepare us in the event of one of these tragedies. Well, I don't think these mass shootings are going to stop. Believe me, I wish I had superpowers like Superman or Wonder Woman or even that villain Thanos in the Marvel movies, who was able to snap his fingers and alter time and just get rid of all the bad people. But I can't do that. The best I can do is share information. What can we do to keep ourselves and our children safe? And I have a number of tips that I've been thinking about since the weekend. And in no particular order, I just want to go over those. First and foremost, I wanted to say, trust your gut. Summertime is supposed to be fun, right? Picnics, spending time at the beach, going to Disney and other amusement parks, family reunions, cookouts, just hanging out at the park, playing games outside, riding your bike, all of that. But these mass shooters don't respect the sanctity of family, food, folks, and fun. They are there to cause chaos and trauma. So, number one on my list is trust your gut. Call it your sixth sense, your spidey sense like the Spider-Man character, your instincts. If something seems off about a person or a situation, trust your gut, get out of there. Or if there's something that seems off about a person who's kind of creeping you out, seems weird, put as much distance between you and that person as possible. Secondly, be very aware of your surroundings wherever you go. Pay attention to where the exits are. Also, pay attention to where you could go in the event that a shooting occurs. So, if you are outside, where are a large trees located? Do you see some vehicles where you could run to a vehicle and maybe hide behind it or underneath it? Also, a building. You could get behind a building, for example. Always run. You've heard of the term fight or flight. Flight should be your first instinct if you hear gunshots. And particularly if you can actually see the shooter, again, put as much distance between yourself and him as possible by running away. Don't run toward the gunshots, run away from them. Third, if you're inside, get behind a door. You want to hide. This is also part of your flight instinct. Find a door, get in there, get behind that door, lock it, barricade it if possible. If you've got your cell phone with you, silence your cell phone. Your cell phone ringing can alert a shooter to where you're located. You can still call 911 and let them know where you are and what's going on, but silence your cell phone. Another tip that I have, in doing research for this, I found out there's a company called Invisiwear, Invisawear. Invisiwear makes jewelry and other accessories that have essentially a GPS and a panic button on them, but no one would be able to tell. So if something happened, you could touch the button on the charm on your bracelet or necklace or other accessory that you're wearing. I think they have scrunchies for your hair and whatnot. This calls 911. It also alerts any of your emergency contacts that you are in danger and where to locate you. Now, the Invisiwear company has not sponsored me by any means, but just in doing my research for this, I found out about it, and I think it's a great idea. For all of you parents whose daughters are going off to college in the fall, I think you should look into them, at least check them out. Another thing they have available is something called cup covers. And particularly for young ladies who are going off to college, what this does is it covers your drink so that any creep out there who may be thinking about spiking your drink with a drug, you can protect your drink from that. Another thing to do is to basically take self-defense courses. This is a way to prepare. When I was both in college and in medical school, I took self-defense courses. There's one called Play It Safe Defense. Look them up to see if there's a Play It Safe Defense facility where you live. It's for women and girls down to age 11. They teach you all types of self-defense, not just fighting, the physical part, but also using your voice to yell, to speak out, to say no, also how to de-escalate a situation. But also the fight or flight, this is the fight part. I encourage everyone when I'm done with this Let's Talk Teens to look up Freda Gibbs. Her first name is spelled Fredia, the Freda Gibbs story. She has a wonderful story about becoming prepared. Look her up on YouTube, the Freda Gibbs story. I don't want to spoil it for you, but she is a wonderful example of preparation and how it protected her, not from a shooter, but from a very dangerous serial killer. And her preparation, believe it or not, started in childhood. She didn't know until years after she got away from this killer that he was in fact a serial killer. She just thought he was some creep. But thank God she had been prepared. And then last but not least, when it comes to a crisis situation and you may come face to face with one of these people, these shooters, these criminals who just callously take the lives of others and injure innocent women and children and elders and just innocent people, care nothing for them. I know we're taught in most religious traditions to forgive. You can forgive without forgetting. I don't feel sorry for men who do this. When they're arrested and maybe sentenced to life in prison or even sentenced to the death penalty, don't have pity for them. This will help you, particularly when you have to fight. They have no pity and no care. They don't value anyone else's life. You don't need to value theirs either. This has really been weighing heavily on me the last several days. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to work on something. Maybe I'll call it Dr. Kela's safety tips or safety protocol or something along those lines. But we really need to think in terms of safety, preparation. We can't totally prevent this, but we can be prepared if we ever have to face it. That concludes this week's edition of Let's Talk Teens with Dr. Kela. You all enjoy this Thursday. Hug your loved ones tight. Tell them that you love them. I'll see you all next week. Bye now.